right, all right, all right. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. I'm your girl, Tilted Halo, also known as your girl Keita, sitting alongside my good girlfriend Karen Sims of Twisted Threads LLC. And hey, listen, I don't even know if I really need to. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get y'all familiarized with what's going on tonight's show. Y'all already know how we roll. Consistency is key over here at THB and Me LLC. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and give a super fan shout out. You know, we done upgraded some of our technicalities over here. Yet out. Of course, we're going to have a guest interview tonight with an extremely special guest. Of course, we're going to share a view from a petty pew. Give a little bit of testimony time with that new segment we introduced a couple weeks ago called Let the Record Show. And of course, we'll enjoy a musical break. You know, we like to bring you some sounds out of straight fire. And of course, move into that roundtable discussion that you all have come to know, love, and engage in, actually, what's really going on. So check it out. Before we get into it, I gotta ask you, Karen Sims, because you're sitting over there looking so cute with your flowers in your hair tonight. How you doing today, sis?
I am doing well today. I still don't know that it's Tuesday because in my mind it's Wednesday and I keep talking about tomorrow like it's Thursday. But listen, I don't think nothing got broken in my miscalculation of the calendar. That's all I can say for that. And life is life and very well over here. But I did have a little bit of a situation.
What happened, girl?
I was outside, fully clothed, and some ants decided that they wanted to make me lunch. Listen.
Oh.
And I didn't see no ants out there. You know how they just have the outside seat. And this is the reason why. And in my mind, when I went to go sit down, I said, this is a lovely place to sit. How come don't nobody sit here? Well, honey, shortly after I realized it's because it's a couple of ants over here. And then I literally I was at work during work hours, had to take a work break to be like, oh, let me dust all this stuff off because I can't be walking around with nothing chomping on me, you know, in the wrong way. That ain't gonna work for me. So outside of me being the lunch for the ants, I think all is going well over here.
I'm so glad you survived ant attack of 2023.
Listen, I was not prepared.
You was not ready?
Was not ready.
All right. Well, that sounds something similar to, you know, my situation with the Yellow Jackets and my girl CJ yielding her chocolate of power to save me from the swarm that was chasing me away from my turkey and cheese sandwich that day for my lunch break. And, you know, things are going fairly well over here for me. I have zero complaints. I'm over here, you know, ascending because my birthday is actually tomorrow.
Say that again now.
What? I'm ascending? Or my birthday is tomorrow.
Actually, you can say the whole thing again, but since you said it again, we celebrating birthdays on this show here. Listen, pre-birthday celebrations is something that's big over here. So we got to, you know, take a moment for this September, baby. And I just find it, one, absolutely mind-blowing of all the September babies that are surrounding me. I literally can't get away from y'all. I don't know what to say to that. But thankfully, I love y'all. So at this moment, we celebrating your birthday.
Yes, ma'am. In this moment, because, you know, as soon as I clocked off from that 9 to 5 today, I moved right into birthday mode. I, of course, knew how to snap it back because I was a true professional. I know I got a guest for the platform on tonight. So let me get the get rights. But listen, I know our guest tonight is absolutely with all of it. As I celebrate myself, as we continue to celebrate others and all of their creative giftings here on the platform, Karen. You know, there's something that I got into lately, right? And you know, I'm gonna spare you a corny joke tonight. All right.
I coming with that laugh. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah, but something, you know, something sideways is coming. You know, I had a recent situation where a friend of mine has been giving me some things. And girl, listen, I got a question for you.
All right.
Are there anything, or is there anything that you're using today that's considered old school? And even to that question, something that you rediscovered that you absolutely used to love back in the day that you just put back in your repertoire for now?
I mean, sometimes I feel like when I wear my wedges, I'm a little bit of old school. What else? It's too soon for corduroy. So no, I got nothing there. I don't know.
No,
I
no.
feel like this gonna go to the left. So I'm just
Girl, no, because you know I be joning on myself. You know, last week I looked in my mirror and told myself that I look like Uncle or
you
still
did. I was here
looking
when you did.
crazy. My afro was on. I don't know,
I
but
was
listen,
here.
there is something that I use that's so old school, girl. We forgot all about it. But check it out. Y'all know I ain't got no problem. Look at this, yo. You see this big bottle of Gina Tay?
Wow.
Your girl done brought it back, y'all. Your girl done brought
Oh,
it back.
you know what? It's September. While you were sitting there, I don't know why I think that anything
I done
should be.
brought it back.
I,
Girl, listen, let me tell you something. I'm really going to notice this is a big bottle. I was gifted
first
this
of
bottle, first
all,
of
okay,
all.
yeah, because I was gonna ask where did that come from? Number one, where did that
It
come
came from the original Gina Tay makers. I don't
from?
know.
Good Lord.
But at the end of the day, I was bored one morning after showering and said, you know what, let me put a little after splash on a little Gina Tay, you know, whatever. And
Mm,
I just happened to walk into an enclosed office space to speak with a coworker, and she was like, "Yo, you smell real good. What you got on?" And I was like, "Real rap, you want to know?" And when I told her Gina Tay, she was like, "Shut up." So yes, this is still a banger,
I,
yo.
I still got Calgon taking me away, so I guess that would count. I guess that
Yeah,
count. But
yeah,
wow, I
yeah.
wow, yeah.
I was bugging, girl. Yes, tell him to send me a check because I'm trying to revive
I
this.
see
All right,
that.
it's a
Listen,
movement. It's a movement. So look, look, I'm looking at the clock and I'm actually looking out the window. I see we have someone on the porch and we got home training. We got home
yes,
training.
yes, we do.
Before we go ahead and welcome our guests into the space on tonight, of course, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who've taken the time to tune in tonight. I want to go ahead and say welcome and thank you to our replay viewers who are going to check in with us at a later date and time. You already know where to find us. We're broadcasting on multiple platforms. So if you're enjoying what you're hearing here and what you're seeing, go ahead, tell a friend about it. Make sure you continue to hit like. Make sure you continue to share. And if you haven't done so already, go over to YouTube, subscribe. We building over here. And baby, Karen reminded me today that we birthing something over here. So, there's a lot of newness getting ready to spring forth. So, Karen, can I get a quick drum roll?
Listen, yes.
You know what time it is, y'all. It's time for the super fan shout out, y'all. You know I like showing love and giving love, spreading it all. So check it out. I got to give a super fan out shout out tonight to a very good friend of mine. We knew each other while we was playing with Christ, not really walking for the Lord, but all up in the church building. That was us. We transparent over here in these streets, okay? This is my girlfriend, Taryn Atkins. Now, Taryn Atkins is an amazing author. She's an amazing sister. She is an amazing friend. And I don't think she recalled when we recently reconnected that she actually sent me a copy of this script years ago um, for the play that she's going to be presenting. And I'm going to go ahead and put this banner up, Karen.
Yep.
She and her crew will be debuting her work of art. He'll work it out. All right. Right there in New York City. Now, this is actually a copy of what was put on display in Times Square to advertise the awesome work she's done with the co-writer of the show. But I remember when this was in its initial birthing season, And it was unfortunate. I had just relocated, divorce was happening, and I was unable to commit to the part she was trying to give me in this show. So now here it is, upwards of 10 years later, we see this baby being birthed right there on Broadway in the middle of New York City. You see the dates there. So if y'all are up here in the North Jersey, New York area, go ahead and check it out. The Eventbrite information is right there on the flyer. And if you're a part of the group, I'm going to go ahead and post it in there in case you're looking for something to do while we are out here doing Karen coronation things. Is that all right?
I think
Yeah,
it's
I said,
I think it's all right.
yeah, Karen coronation. Yes, right. It's a whole theme, it's a whole vibe.
I
So
love it.
check it out. I think we're ready to go ahead and bring our guest in tonight. All
All
right.
right.
So as you're welcoming her personally, Karen, let me go ahead and familiarize our audience with who we got stepping into the room. I had the awesome privilege of meeting this beautiful soul last year when I stepped back onto the runway and participated in the Lehigh Valley Fashion Week production. I had the opportunity to participate in a couple photo shoots um, at her studio, the warehouse. I had the opportunity to train with her and a number of up and coming models and creatives who also walked in that show. And I had the opportunity to sit down and just connect with her. Tonight's guest is extremely visionary. And I promise you, she is laying it all out on the line with every creative gift that God has placed in her. So tonight, it is my privilege and my honor to welcome to the Unhinged platform, Miss Cyrie Jackson
Oh,
Robinson. But all
thank
right, go on, clap it up.
Oh,
Welcome,
yes.
Queen. How are you
Hello.
tonight?
I am fabulous, especially since I'm here tonight. So this is an honor and a privilege.
We appreciate your time because we know you are busy, busy, busy preparing for an upcoming production here in the Lehigh Valley area. So I don't take the sacrifice of your time lightly. Thank you again for
You're
joining us.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So no problem. So, I always like to shake things up and just basically get certain things out the way in the beginning. All right. So
Yeah.
before we get into it, because I got somebody gonna get delivered from some of what's gonna be shared on tonight through this conversation. I just feel it in my shana now. Is there
Mhm.
anyone in particular that you would like to go ahead and give a shout out to at this point before we get into it?
Yes. You. I hope I don't get crazy on here. I wasn't ready. I do want to give a shout out to uh believe it or not, it's somebody who's been real near and dear to me through my summer has been a really interesting, and it's Carrie Holmes. She's been really good to me as far as prayer, guidance. She has a lot on her shoulders, so she understands what it's like to put events together. And then let's do a two for one. My husband, my husband, together, those two
Yes.
have been really making me, you know that I can keep going.
Absolutely. You have been an example to so many of us on how to continue to keep moving forward in
Yes.
spite of what may come. So
Mhm.
I want to ask you to share with our listeners a little bit about the work that you do with the Siri agency
Yes. Well,
and the
Cerise
doors that it
Agency.
has opened for you.
Yes. Cerise Agency has been a long time coming. I've had many fashion businesses that I hid behind the name. I wouldn't really showcase myself. I've trained models and talent from ages from little babies all the way up into women in their 80s. And I'm originally from St. Petersburg, Florida. Well, I'm a New Jersey girl, but I claim Florida because I've been there most of my life. And I came here in the Lehigh Valley, and I came here in about 2011, I believe it was, and I started all over again. And this wasn't a fashion mecca. So, of course, I remember going on a radio show, they made a joke and they said, what kind of fashions are you guys going to be showing? The Amish fashions? I was like, oh, okay, we got Philly, we got Pittsburgh, but I knew that I had a little challenge on my hands, but ever since then, I mean, I have had such a great experience. And the Cyrie Agency was birthed a few years ago, where I focus on image development, branding, and I'm all about building someone's brand and esteem, getting them out there so they can be able to talk publicly speaking, engagements. I work with pageant queens, Congress women and men, public speakers, people who you wouldn't even imagine who want to get back into the arts of fashion and acting, so I like to help people come from ground zero and bring them up, make them be the best self that they ever could be. But yes, so Cyrie Agency, our main focus is branding. Sorry about my light. Is branding and image development.
Awesome.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And I'm, again, grateful to just be a part of the circle, man, because it's lit over here in Lehigh Valley. People sleep on us far too often. And I find myself telling people, I'm like, it's a whole Black Renaissance going on where I reside.
Oh,
right?
Yes. It's like poof, like, man, there's certain circles I haven't even gotten a chance to tap into that I'm standing on the sideline like, ooh, I want to get in that circle.
Right?
Oh my gosh, empowerment groups. I mean, I can go on. I'm coming.
Yeah, it's I like to call it like a game of double dutch, or even if you ran track and field, about them relay races, when somebody gonna pass a stick so I can get in the race,
That's what I did. I did relay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's how I feel just watching all the greatness coming forth, especially from our sisters.
Yes.
You and I share the same heart for collaboration, and you already know I got my best friend sitting here.
Yes.
Right here on the platform with me every single time I hit this thing, because she keep me straight. Karen keep me right.
That's right.
And when I need business advice, that's what she do.
Gotta have that. You have to have that. Yes.
Yeah. So there's nothing like having the support of your sisters while you're building and you're growing in your purpose. Now, speaking of building and growing in your purpose, on the off-air conversation, I shared with you what my favorite scripture is. You overcome the adversary by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. And you have an amazing testimony. Yes. I watched something happen in your life recently, and all I know is you came out like pure gold. You're building, and then all of a sudden your body comes under physical attack by an unexpected illness. Can you talk to us about what that experience was like for you? Because you were actually preparing for a festival before that happened.
Yes, I was. And I think it was like, I don't want to use the word left field, because my body kept warning me. I told my husband weeks before I'm having a trauma stroke, I said, my face keeps twitching. People say, oh, you're under stress. Like even now, my mouth is still I'm trying to get myself together. But he said, oh, people say you're stressed. You just got to relax. That's what it was. Girl, you got to learn how to relax. Oh, you got to know how to take a deep breath. I'm like, I am taking a deep breath. There's something else going on. And then it just kept getting worse. And my face started like getting stuck. Like my eyes would stay shut, closed. They wouldn't open back. And I said, oh my gosh, something is happening to me. And the night before it happened, I told my husband electricity went up my spine. We were recording music and electricity went up my spine. I'm a caregiver for my mother, and my husband and I are. So, when I had the trauma stroke, it was a 48 paralysis, and I've never heard of that, and I never knew what that was like. But I tell you, I felt like I'm looking at my husband. I'm saying, oh my goodness, what if I couldn't do anything? That's why I gave a shout out to Carrie. She was there every day making food for my kids and my husband and everything.
To God be the glory.
Yes, and
I couldn't, everybody wasn't available. It wasn't that nobody could help, but she was the one that was available, and she prayed on me. And I told her, I don't think anybody knows that I'm going through this. They may think I'm being dramatic. And she saw me wrapped up, trying to. I couldn't move or anything. I was paralyzed, and I
you
was under a tremendous amount of stress. Tremendous.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing too. And Tilted and I just had this conversation of, there are special people in our lives when they come when they're needed. Even if we don't have the wherewithal to ask for them, it's like, listen, I need you right now. Some of these calls we could call our sisters and be like, I really need you right now. And
Yes.
get your Alita Adams on. You could come by
Okay.
caravan, however you get here. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. And then,
Yes.
thankfully we know Carrie and just a blessing that she is to community, and so even hearing you say that, it's like, hearing you say your personal experience with her is like, yep. And
That's who
so
she is.
that is who she is. But the blessing that's in that is that I know Tilted and I always have the conversation, her and I, and you probably have those people in your life where you could have certain conversations with them that you can't have with everybody else because they're going to be calling somebody. It's like, I don't know. Is she serious? Is she joking? Is she coming for me? What exactly is going on here? But the power of sisterhood is something that's there. And you said something that was so tremendous when you were like, it didn't come out of left field. My body was warning me. I knew that something wasn't right. I'm not, even when we don't know what it is, and Tilted knows, this is one of those things where I had been battling with something, and it took like literally 15 years for not just me to say something is wrong, but then you got to get somebody who's on your medical team who sometimes is going to listen to what it is that you're saying. And so even though it's a traumatic experience, we never know what blessings that we have until some of that trauma comes our way. And a lot of people, we want life on easy street, and sometimes you can have it and you'll never know to appreciate the blessings of the people. So knowing, you were able to lean on your husband and Carrie and to know what that impact meant to you. So we welcome the tears and the emotions because we know that it's coming from a real place. It is coming from a real place. We appreciate it.
Like, right out the gate.
Love it.
Wait, no, see, here's the deal though. When I think of the goodness of Jesus, see, I have to stop right there because I'll knock all this stuff over. Okay.
I know. Help me, God.
And we never
knock all this stuff over.
One of the things we want to remind all of our listeners and viewers, we always tell you, grab your passports because you never know where this ride is going to take you. And we mean that in the physical, emotional, spiritual sense. When we come on here, and this is why, Cyrie, why it was important, I believe, for even this time for you to be here, sharing your testimony, sharing how, you've built and poured into others. Because a lot of times the poorest, we don't always think about when is it going to be my turn? Sometimes because we ain't got nobody to pour, but that's a whole nother episode. Okay, that's a whole nother episode. But when it's like, I know that this was a surprise to me because I'm always the giver. I'm the one who is there, as you were talking about being a caregiver, you and your husband for your mom. So you were in the seat to give. And then it was time for you to be poured into. Yes. And can you talk a little bit about, I know it's an emotional thing, but what were some of the benefits of you allowing yourself to be the pitcher that somebody else was pouring into?
Okay, so I used to, I'll bottle up the stress. I used to bottle up stress and then I'll explode, like far as I'll have a breakdown or I'll, because, it's a lot. I've been caring for my mom for about 12 years now. And before I even had children, and psychologically, I started saying, okay, it's my turn. It's my turn. I start thinking how, I'm like, am I selfish? Did I'm beating myself up? But the thing that was my breakthrough was that I spoke with someone from the care team at the hospital, and the lady told me, aren't you the boss? They said, aren't you the boss? She said, you're the boss, right? She said, because right now it doesn't sound like you're being the boss. It sounds like you got to be the boss of you and about your life. And even though you're caregiving for your mother, you know how they say, don't work harder, work smarter. Think of different ways to get your mother off of your platter, and then think of ways on how you can tell your husband, let's make an agenda, let's do certain things where he can pick up certain things that he has to do when it comes to the children, or like your team, your friends and your family, how much you're available to people to do things that are not paid, that are always like a trade. You're not just a trade, like you're more than just keep doing a barter or trading with people, or tell them, hey, this is what it is, this is how much it costs. As much as I love to help people, I had to think of a way that that I could do that. So after that situation, and like I said, Carrie prayed on me. I mean, she did some serious prayer, and I had a few other friends like Talisha. You guys may know, know that I'm
Yes,
best
I know
friends with
Talisha
Talisha.
well.
Talisha
Hmm.
Russell. Talisha Smith. She's my bestie, and I have a few others as well, and like that's why Jacinta and I got closer. So this opened up a portal for me of other women who are who have their own brands, and we are missing something. Each of us are missing something in our brands. And me, I was able to sit back and see where do I really need to be in each of my friends' brands. I'm great at making graphic design. I'm great at I have a photography studio. I know I'm teaching all the models. I'm teaching everything, but let me zero in. So I was able to zero in on what it is that I can bring to the table, but that can also let people know who I am. And that's Cyrie, here's Cyrie. Before it was like, who did this show? Oh, the production manager, because I was hiding behind names and not saying my name. It let me put myself out there, and that's why I started doing my music again. I started out in music. I work with a lot of hip hop artists and singers and things like that. And I came to Lehigh Valley, and I changed my route. I don't know when it happened, but I changed from the music industry to fashion. I mean, I've always done
Listen.
fashion shows, but yeah. So that's what happened. It was basically I was able to zero in. I was able to sit down for a week and say, "What do you want?" And I said, I'm trying to make everybody a superstar, and I'm trying to make people love themselves, but I'm not doing enough for myself. I'm not doing anything for me. Every time I go to an event, I barely could put my lashes on and my lipstick. I show up, people like, girl, Cyrie, I got to go in the bathroom and get ready because I got everybody else ready.
Yeah.
So now I go, hold on. Hold on. Let me go. Y'all got to hold on a second. I'll be holding the show up. Like, I'm like, putting my lashes on. I'm like,
listen, I absolutely understand and can relate 1,000,000% to what you said. When you relocated to the Lehigh Valley, you were on one road, and then when you got here, it was like pivot. We got to switch
yes.
things up because this is a new territory, so they're not used to the swag that the transplants are bringing into this zone. I mean, not for nothing. Years ago, when I landed at Greater Shiloh Church and was being
Mm-hmm.
mentored by George Bright,
Mm-hmm.
directing the choir, he gave me a nickname because he was
Uh-oh.
observing me, and he called me Cali Swag
Oh, okay.
because I swag different. I'm gonna keep the band and the voices going, but every now and again he had to remind me to stop signaling the plane while I was directing the choir. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, but that's how God called me to do it. So we need those people in space at the right time to make sure we're empowered to go ahead and keep doing what we were divinely created to do. And you
Yes.
touched on the area I was getting ready to go in my questioning. You,
Mm-hmm.
you girl, you didn't hit us with the razzle dazzle. You didn't hit us with the razzle dazzle, queen. Now I'm over here in these Facebook streets and in these Instagram
Yes.
streets, and I see these lovely locks and all this fabulosity. You got bars.
Yes.
Talk to us about your journey back into the music.
Ooh, yes. Well, a lot of people don't know my brother's into music. I have a huge background with ghostwriting. I can ghostwrite, I write for people, but I always again, I was hiding behind stuff. I was in a girl group. We used to be managed out of Miami. This is literally like a year before I moved to Pennsylvania. So we've met celebrities and we've done a lot of things. People ask me all the time, how come I don't post the pictures and all that online? I'm like, no, I'm not that kind of person. But my husband is a music producer. And so for the whole marriage, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna step this up a little bit. We're gonna have to. So we went ahead and made an LLC. We started an entertainment brand, and then I said, I'm gonna be the first lady. He's looking at me like, mm-hmm. And so I wrote a couple songs. I got on the mic. He was a tough. I mean, not Ike Turner or anything. I'm not trying to say he's like Turner.
Okay, don't do that.
Not Joe Jackson, but he's giving me like the looks like. That you might have to go back to the drawing board. So we undercover for a little while. We worked on how I wanted to brand myself. See, I can go hard. I talk like this, but I'm from the hood. All right. People laugh. They're like, girl, what you know? You got your daddy, you got your mama. I'm like, we have a whole nother story before this, but my dad and I don't believe in, I don't want to trash people's image and personalities and things that happened in the past. So I like to keep it real, but I also like to try to keep it inspirational and not so depressing, so I can get on a hip hop track with an artist that is cussing through the track, and I could get on and not say one cuss word.
That's it.
And it still goes hard. And I also can be able to go into different environments. If a church wanted me to come and sing a song, they wouldn't be nervous or afraid of the kind of company that I keep. Because as you see, the company that I keep, I try to keep it commercial, but I also try to keep it, like I said, universal. So the thing that got me back into it is that my husband, he produces for everyone. I kept hearing everyone making music, and some of the people weren't moving the music. And I told my brother, you made all these songs. Oh, he's going to kill me. Oh my gosh. But you made us. Oh, he's not going to be looking. But I said, you are a genius. Him and my husband can write. They can perform. They can do all this. And people in my circle are performing. I'm like, but y'all not on nobody's stage like you need to be. You're not doing shows every night. I'm itching for it. I'm like, whoo, put me on. I don't care how old I am. I want to be like, oh, how old are you? I don't even care. I don't even care. Nobody said that to me yet, but I'm just like, I watch television. I hear when somebody is trying to get back in it. When I was in a girl group at 25, they were telling me that I'm getting old. And I quit like at 29. I thought maybe I look goofy out here. Then I started watching people Instagram letting anyone at any age be a model and anyone at any age be a singer. I'm looking at jazz singers. I'm looking at celebrities that are in my age group. I'm seeing like Sierra and I'm like, nobody's telling them they old. They up here whining and all that. I'm like, nobody told Sierra, get yourself down. You somebody's mother. I'm not trying to be like that. But what I'm saying is when you're trying to get in the game at that age, in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, they're calling you old. But everybody that they love and they sell out concerts like Diana Ross and people like that, Patti LaBelle, how come I can't be Patti LaBelle's age just getting into the industry at that age? What makes it different? I don't understand, especially those who were underdogs for years performing and never got the spotlight. But they've been doing it just as long as Patti. Okay. They're just not in the mainstream. You mean they can't dream and have a dream come true? But that's what happened to me. I told my brother, y'all just watch. I called my dad and said, watch what I do. I'm going to hit every stage with, good integrity.
Yes, ma'am, of course, because that's who we are.
I'm not going to get on every stage.
It's all good, girl, because look, I know I'm sure you're observing both mine and Karen's reaction as you're talking. Listen, we absolutely relate to everything that you're saying. It's never too late. My grandma used to say to me, you could have been Oprah. And you know what I used to say right back to her? It's not too late.
No.
And one thing that I'm sure the three of us know and basically have grasped by both horns at this point is delay is not denial. And
Ooh,
sometimes we may not be spiritually, physically, or mentally ready to go into what God wants us to do for Him. Because again, I'm so used to playing number two, I relate. Girl, I've been pushing
yes,
everybody but Keita or Tilted
yes.
Halo for years. It's my time to shine. Hey, that's how
Hey,
I'm living right now. And I know you are too.
that's right. Yes, I love
It's
it.
Karen's time to shine. It's her time to
Karen,
We
come
doing
on,
it.
go
look.
Karen,
We out
go
here.
Doing it.
Karen.
Yeah, but this time we're out here in proper position with the proper players on the stage alongside us. I like to envision where we are in this phase in our life. We're queenagers,
Yeah.
and we're standing on a chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
And because the queen is able to make every single possible move, we're
Mm,
able to quickly see and identify, hey, we need to move out the way because it's a pawn over here trying to play us.
mm.
Okay, we need to bust this left because this particular knight is blocking my way to the path I'm trying to go, so on and so forth.
Yes.
It's an amazing thing when you land in your space at the right season.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
at before we continue the conversation with you, uh,
Hmm.
Cyrie, I want to go ahead and acknowledge some of the folks I see in the chat on tonight, keeping it
Oh,
lit. Of course,
hello.
we got moderator and co-host extraordinaire out here in these comment streets. The beautiful queen herself, Natural D. Hey, sis. We're going to
Oh,
be practicing some birthday behavior together next week. And of course, I see I'm such a fan of Laji Robinson. I see you,
oh,
brother.
yes,
Listen, real quick, let me tell you about Elijah. Listen, Elijah had no problem turning up with me
I
as
know.
I came in the room, turned at the Trailblazers event. He
Yes,
he he received me with so much
I
positivity
love
and
them.
love
Yes,
that I
that's
am
my.
an absolute fan right now. And I'm celebrating you tonight as well, Elijah. You're also a Trailblazer nominee. I see you, baby. Your heart is golden. And I
Yes,
hope
it
to
is.
connect with you again soon. So, yeah, we're going to bust this right back to you, sis,
I
because that's what we do over here. All
love that.
right.
Yes,
This is
I
so
love this.
good and so long overdue.
Yes, yes. I love
So
this. I
long
love this
overdue.
platform. This is like my face is getting a workout from smiling. I'm like, okay. I
Well,
love it.
we often refer to ourselves as a joy tsunami over here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you ain't feeling no positivity through these airwaves, we are not doing what we do. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So I'm grateful that your face is hurting from smiling and not from frowning. All
Yes,
right.
yes. I love
So
it.
Karen, did you want to get into another question?
This is fun.
I did. So listen, a lot of things that you're talking about there, and as Tilted has already said, many of I think our listeners, we got folks who are on a verge of a thing, or we're always trying to encourage folks to not give up on themselves. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with partnering with other people and sort of helping them birth new dreams of their own as well, and how you work to motivate folks to kind of reignite their dreams, their passions, and getting into the places that folks are destined to be.
Wow, that is such a good question because that's like what I do. I'll get a person like Elijah. Hi, Elijah. I'll get someone like Elijah. It's like God just sent them on a cloud and floated right on over to me. Right? I'm like, come on, come on. I know what to do with you. I can see certain people when someone says a couple of sentences what they need, and like it's like they were brought to me, like I said, right on a cloud. It's like I'm eager and excited to share with them the things that I made mistakes on. I can tell the things that took me 15 years to learn. I can tell someone in 1 week how to make it right. I mean, I specialize in helping someone go into that direction, the right, straight and narrow, instead of zigzag underneath the bridge. You know how they say you don't burn bridges, you detour. I'm showing them how to detour the bridge. Don't burn the bridge down. I'm telling them, listen to me, and you won't go wrong. Trust me. Sometimes I get emotional and passionate about it. And the one thing that I can say that when it comes to collaborations with people, especially people that are not my direct friends. My friends and I, like Talisha and I, we always come up with a million ideas, and we're like, oh, that one didn't work out. You won't do that again. But we did it for y'all over there. Now y'all know, don't do that venture. I mean, if you do it, this is how you do it. But most people that I meet, the number one winning thing for me is to teach them the legal part, like how to start the LLC, how to, do all of that to get, I think that nobody taught me that. Like I show people right from the door, get your LLC, get your EIN. Are you going to do traditional banking? Well, do you like to do Square? Are you going to do your traditional banking? Well, here's Clover. Like I tell them all their options. I do it like I'm talking to y'all now. I get on a Zoom call with them. Some people I charge, most people I charge like a image development package. Those are $600. I typically get you started with the Canva, with or the video editing, with the social media. Just get you the basic fundamentals. I have a whole course, and then we go from there. But like I said, the number one thing for me is teaching people the detours, teaching them how not to go down that path. I mean, people are going to learn. They're going to still do it. They're still going to find there's so many other elements to something going wrong at an event, because I've been through everything that's gone wrong. But the last 2 years I've had children. I've had my kids back to back. I have 5 little ones, and I had them back to back. No, I have 4 of them back to back. And I dedicated a lot of years to being a mom. And so what you see today from me is not my 100%. It's almost not even my 50%, which says a lot. It's dangerous. Means if I can get at that 75, in the name of Jesus, if I can get to 75%, Lord, I'm coming. All right, I'm almost there. The baby can't tie his shoe yet. We're almost there. Once he can tie his shoe, I'm gone with the win. I'm like, Dad. My dad said, have these babies. I'm going to be the ultimate grandfather. I said, all right, I'm going to be looking for you. Yes. My dad has taken over this summer. When I had that situation with the 48 parallels, and my dad came flying through. Him and my husband, everybody thinks I'm Superwoman, so they think she's going to take a Tylenol and be okay. My dad said, oh no. If you know my dad, he kicked the door in almost to get them kids. My husband and I closed the door. We went to the club. Not like that, y'all. We went, our friend Raga, you guys, if you know Raga, our DJ, invited us to come to an event. And I said, I just had a stroke. Everybody gonna see me at the club? They're gonna be like, I said, I'm kid free. A load went off of my shoulders. I figured half of it is that I don't have a babysitter most of the time. But to get back on track, like I said, my thing is to teach people how to detour through anything. You could be going through. There's clients that I have to have children. They don't know how they're going to do it. I'm like, you can do it. Listen, come here, girl. Come here. Listen to me. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. They're like, oh, I don't got a babysitter. I'm like, listen, you can do it. Let's start small. Let's start. Do you want a boutique? Do you want a radio show? Do you want a talk show? Do you want to sell things? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to learn how to do graphic design like me? Now that I can teach you.
There you go. I love it. Love the passion behind it. And, it's one of those things that Tilted and I talk a lot about, us being queenagers, but we definitely relate. Cyrie, I'm a mother of 5 children.
Hello.
And so I know about that. Ain't nobody taking these 5 kids nowhere here. Right. And it's an interesting thing because people would know, and only a few would question me, like, you always got your kids. Where I'm dropping them off at? Tell me, and they will be there. Who taking all 5 of these kids at the same time outside of grandma and grandpa? I will be there. You tell me the address and we're going to drop these kids off. But the wonderful thing with that is, and I know you're talking like, your kids are younger. This is one of the best things that I've had. I dragged my kids around because I had to. In my mind, I had no choice of I could put two over there, one over there, but to have them all together. The thing is that, and this is one thing we talk so heavily about here, is legacy building. And what your kids are learning while watching you be you, while watching you build, while watching you do the work, while watching you even overcome struggles. They are in the Cyrie Jackson Robinson Masterclass, and they ain't even have to pay the entrance fee. How about that? How about that? How about that? And so I love, hearing all of this, because one of the reasons why what you're saying is so important is that there's no expiration date on a dream. There's no, oh, I didn't get there. It's about having the right partnerships, because do what we really want to do, because we don't want to do it by ourselves. And I can say that for me. Listen, we could do a whole 15-day conference. We could build a company. Don't come over here and be like, Karen, I need you to do the work, and you think you leaving me to do the work, because it ain't gonna get done. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not how I operate. But collaboration, being able to motivate either one another or you're motivating somebody else, I just know that it goes a very long way. And I love hearing your testimony and how you are talking about, dispelling people's thought, because we only think that we can't because somebody told us. In most cases, it's like, well, I don't know what you're going to do with them kids because I'm not watching them. You ain't got to. We gonna find somewhere for these doggone kids to go if they ain't going with you. Sometimes we gotta have that rising up in our spirit. So I appreciate your passion.
Thank you.
What I'm feeling right now, your passion for the people that you work with, because we done already ain't no new excuse. There is not an excuse that didn't come with all of this before the business. While those kids were young, it was like, okay, how are you going to pursue? How are you going to do? And so literally taking that as the blueprint. And now, because you've experienced some things, listen, we can't do it all night long, but I can give you an hour. We can't do it every day, but I can give you Tuesday and Thursday. How do we diminish all of the things that got in our way? And I'm super excited for just the people that you have worked with, the new people who you're gonna see and be like, I know what to do with you, and to be able to connect with them. So, Filter was like, we got a special guest. I was like, okay, what we doing? What are we doing?
Where's this going? Yes. This was perfect. Oh my gosh. What you just said was like nail on. You guys, even this interview is opening my eyes on a few things too. I'm having a discovery on a few other things too. And I'm like, okay. All right. 2023. All right.
Okay.
It ain't over.
It ain't just beginning.
Okay. What's your word? You said I'm rising. What we doing?
I'm ascending.
I'm ascending.
My dad loves saying that. He says, I'm an ascendant. His birthday just passed. He just said that.
I love it. I'm ascending.
I'm a fan of your father because he's just so smooth.
I'm gonna cut it out.
He's just so smooth. He just be in the corner, getting his lighting right. Making sure them cameras are ready to fire.
That's the Virgo. He's a Virgo.
Yes.
Oh, see, that's what it is. I'm a Virgo and he a Virgo. And
I heard you, Cyrie, when you said his birthday was last week. I said, and another one. And another one.
We ain't got time for all that extra fluff. This explains why just about every time I see him, he has on black. He's like, I ain't got time for colors. I'm clean. As long as it's clean, let's go.
No time for it. His whole wardrobe is black. Maybe a couple white shirts.
Love it.
But he's smooth. He's smooth.
He is smooth. My dad is the one. Somebody said, oh, that's a good thing to tell y'all too. When you got somebody in your corner that's a really good with they know how to ignore the outside world. I feel like we all should get that one person and hold them tight. My dad is that person that teaches me how to be a bad somebody. He tells me, when I got to a certain, this is like an inside piece of information. He told me when I got to a certain level, stop putting your head down and say, oh, thank you, like that, thank you. He said, you did it, you did it. You did nice to everybody. You were very nice. You were nice since kindergarten and first grade. You did it, Cyrie, you were nice. But now you're boss. He tells me you can walk through the door and you can boss up. You can make decisions, but you are still a leader. But you don't have to be like, oh yes, worried that someone's gonna not like what you're saying. And that used to be my number one downfall. You know how people say you have an addiction? I don't have an addiction with drinking. I don't have an addiction with any type of drugs or any other stuff of the world. But my number one addiction was the opinion of others. It was so bad. It was so bad. I would be scared to say something to someone and feel like they'll go and tell everybody and it just won't come to my brand or whatever. Now I'm like,
you too.
Listen, this is the rules.
Oh. I'm sorry, I just slipped out. You too. I got past that years ago. That had a lot to do with the work for my own inner healing that I began to do. And shout out to that baby girl that the Lord had allowed me to bring to this atmosphere. That child would say things to me every now and again. I'm like, girl, you've been here before. Why would you say? Thank you for saying that, because I needed to hear it. And one of the things that really took me into like all bets are off, we out here, we outside, was when she let me know the one thing that upset her about me the most. Because we transparent over here. We talking. We grown women at this point.
That's right.
She tells me, Mom, the thing that aggravates me about you the most is you always do so much for everybody else and you don't do nothing for yourself. So I just looked at my daughter and was like, okay, it's okay for you to check me, boo. Okay. She checked me. She checked me. And I heard her. So I know she's proud of her mother, and just a little braggadociousness on baby girl. She had her first photo shoot the other day. A friend of hers came and took some photos to submit to her boss, and she sent me a text message and let me know it just happened. And she told me that she felt like me. If my heart didn't just about bust up out of my chest when I read those words. Because she was running back and forth to the Village in New York City with me to fashion show rehearsals. She saw some of the people that I used to rub elbows with when I was in the mainstream of plus modeling back in the day. And then she also watched me walk off the runway to go and submit these gifts to God so I could end up where I am right now. So yeah. Cyrie, it has been amazing hosting you on tonight, and I surely hope that you make your way back here in the near future. Our platform is open to you. We family. You did. So Cyrie, you still there, or you tending to the little people that belong to you?
I think we got a frozen situation here.
Oh, so yeah, they're gonna let her go in a moment. So while they got our sis on freeze, we can go ahead and of course, this is Unhinged Live. I am Nikita Hansford, also known as Tilted Halo, sitting alongside my good girlfriend Karen Sims of Twisted Threads LLC. You just heard an engaging conversation with our guest for tonight. Sister's just fierce. And I keep trying to say the name. I want her name the way I want to say it, but I'm grateful for correction. It's Cyrie.
Cyrie.
Like, yes, Cyrie Bob, as she put it. I like to call her Cyrie because I'm country, okay?
Get on in the petty pew now. Are you country or northern? Which one?
Well, I'm a northern country because my folks hail from Memphis and Alabama. I'm confused.
There you go. That's enough. You're not confused. You right there on point.
I got some tendencies, but I like to bring that out. I like Cyrie.
Yes.
But Cyrie is fine too because she Cyrie is the truth. How about that?
Yes.
So Thank you again for those of you who are listening and hanging
Oh,
out
we
with
got
us on
we got
tonight.
somebody at the doorbell. Listen, we extra tonight.
What?
Tilted.
Who got the got a doorbell? We got
We
a
got a
doorbell?
doorbell. We got a doorbell.
Oh. Ah, hello?
Oh, hello, backup phone.
Okay. See, that's what it is. We stay ready so we ain't got to get ready. So check it
That
out. You gonna
part.
hang out with us for the rest of the show?
Yes, hello, and yeah, the Android gave up. I'm here with y'all. Yes.
That's all right. Hang out with us for the rest of the show. What we're getting ready to do is I'm about to toss this mic over to Karen, and she gonna put on her DJ hat tonight. We like to feature the work of indie artists here on the show. So thank you so much for hanging out with us because I definitely want to hear your input in our roundtable segment. What's really going on? So of course, y'all know our the king of the tribe is also a music artist, and I felt a little AP in the KO group music group in my spirit today.
There you
So
go.
they fitting to bless us with a song that I love.
There you go. This one, as I get on my DJ hat, nobody else let me DJ, so I get the DJ over here. We going with the song title from the KO Music, 3 a.m. Here we go.
Wake up, work, hustle, hard. Sitting in my room as I write this, thinking to myself, man, time flies. Took a lot of long nights just to get here. A lot of hard work, some sacrifice. I remember day one up at Ish House. We were so elated just to get our dreams out. Being there all day, something felt different. Didn't have a plan, but we all knew the mission. Tiny on the floor, writing off that. I was so impressed, I couldn't hold my smile back. She was so young, just a bunch of raw talent. She started singing, I turned an inch. This girl is savage. Heard the key to sing for the first time. He the reason I stopped singing and wrote rhymes. It was so melodic, almost hypnotizing. It was crazy how he riffed notes while harmonizing. I knew Ish for a long time. So even back then, he was on his grind. One of the best I ever heard spit it. Top 5 dead or alive, he should be listed. That's real talk, though. I guess I'm kind of biased, though. I seen this man go from evicted to new homes. Somebody tell me what my guy can't do. I'll point you to my team and tell you this was faithful do for you. Those early days built the foundation. For real. Tired of something old, need something new. Always trust God with the situation. Can't move forward through the rear view. Those early days built the foundation. We were tired of something old, needed something new. That God breathed life into the situation. Now I sit back and enjoy the view. Yeah.
Wake up, work, time to grind for mine. 3 a.m. Never quit, hustle hard till it's 3 a.m. If you know what I'm talking about, let me tell you what I mean. No sleep, late night, can't give up on my 3 a.m. Wake up, work, time to grind for mine. 3 a.m. Never quit, hustle hard till it's 3 a.m. If you know what I'm talking about, let me tell you what I mean. No sleep, late nights, can't give up on my.
I remember when I had no direction. Where this music would take me, countless studio session after session. Thought if I showed a little body, figured sex sales labels would check me. But now I'm checking for him, the only one that get me lifted. And now my faith working on OT, cause I believe in the message. Dedicated to the grind, everything coming in full circle. Only way is up and I am not stressing. Looking at my parents, I sit back and smile. I want that long life, I'm trying to make them proud. Now my future looking brighter, higher height is where I'm headed. Vivid, perfect picture, countless blessings on blessings. I don't deserve it, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm just living out my dreams, aiming for the goal, reaching for the stars. Beautiful story unfold right before my eyes. I'm just a work in progress, trying to progress for real.
What you know about staying late? Tell me how you put on that work in. Driving no brakes, ain't stopping no way. Squad be holding it down. Give 100 always. My God be holding it down. It's all because of His grace. Blessed that we could be able to follow our dreams. But make no mistake, it's about giving God glory, yeah. For all the ones that's about to do what they said was impossible. Our God's unstoppable, and I'm stopping you, no, no.
The dream is free to cry so separately. Vibe with me for a minute. Yeah. You pay the cost when it involves the legacy. I never let the time vested get the best of me. Though it can feel like the weight on my shoulders is bold. It's nothing but a testament to his test to me. So whether we slow cook on the back burn or bring it to a simmer, don't deviate from the recipe. We go hard at it, no chill like. How can I put it? A summer night in Brazil like a 5-hour and some no-dos. How I'm supposed to got my goals in the choker. To be ill, be made in God's image, be original. When it's real, just knowing to be still, be skilled but skill but no passion, sorta like owning a Porsche, forgetting to put the gas in. Gotta be driven if the day gon' come. Push the limits, never quit or let your faith go numb and your knees wobble. So the motto treat it like day one, and your motives never let them become a pace. So what? Feel me? That's why we 0 to 100 real quick. But this year's a marathon, sprinters will quit. Red line, no kill switch. I done hit the stool with the flu cough on track, and I'm still like, hold up. Been out here putting in work. I'm working, blood, sweat, and tears on my shirt. We won't never drown. God gon' hold us down, cause we never lost sight of the mission. We only here for the soul, so we fish and we roll. Where the kingdom is missing, the season that flows, and we steaming like we dreamed in the kitchen with God working. You can hear if you listen, listen.
Wake up, work, time to grind for mine. 3 a.m. Never quit, hustle hard till it's 3 a.m. If you know what I'm talking about, let me tell you what I mean. No sleep, late nights, can't give up on my 3 a.m. Wake up, work, time to grind for mine. 3 a.m. Never quit, hustle hard till it's 3 a.m. If you know what I'm talking about, let me tell you what I mean. No sleep, late nights, can't give up on my 3 a.m.
Listen.
All right. Yeah.
Listen.
Nice.
That was heat, right?
I need
Heat. Shout out AP, Nikeo Music. You know we love y'all over here. That's fam right there. So
wow.
Yeah, that's fam. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. When I'm going and when that 3:30 a.m. wake up calls, all I can hear sometimes is hustle hard for mine. What? I got it. Hey, this is what we call to do, and sometimes we got to answer that 3 a.m. wake up call when the Lord tap us on our shoulder and needs our attention so we can create that vision on site that he's given us in the moment. So thank you to all of you who are tuned in tonight. We are Unhinged Live. I'm Nikita Hansford, also known as Tilted Halo, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads LLC. And joining us tonight, straight hanging with us, girl, is Cyrie Jackson. All right, Robinson. All right, Cyrie Melody. She is definitely an entire vibe, y'all. So we finna get into it. I don't necessarily need to sing this myself because, shout out to Val Marie for creating the show jingle. But, I'm just going to tap it a little bit. What's really going on? What's really going on? What's really going on? What's really going on? Hey, 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 what? Hey, see, that's how we do it over here. So check it out. We about to get into it and chop it up about a couple things that have been in mainstream in the media this past week. And I know my wig was pushed back a little bit, just slightly, when the news popped up on my phone that Jeezy had filed from divorce from Jenny Mai. All right, now many of us are familiar with their recent love story. I believe they actually dated for 6 months, and they've been married just under 2 years at this point. Now, within that marriage, they have birthed a child. They have a daughter. Now, Jeezy had 4 children of his own prior to marrying Jenny Mai. Now, of course, to give you all a little bit of background about Jenny Mai, she was previously in another marriage and a recent divorcee. So for me, from the perspective I'm looking at, I got to throw that shady handshake because it's unfortunate, as my Shanana is picking it up, that, they got married when they might have need to let things stay on simmer. Because from everything I've learned in the psychology and mental health streets, this is what is often referred to as a rebound relationship. That boo you snatch up because he shows up and he's exactly a thing that you've always wanted and desired. And because you're hurting and you haven't taken the time to heal, you typically pick up something that becomes a temporary salve, not necessarily even human skin to try and help you heal properly. You pick up, this temporary situation to show people that you're basically still worthy of love. Now, from what I've come to understand, they both have an amazing net worth of several $1 million. Of course, Jeezy has recently become a best-selling author on the New York Times best-selling author list. And Jenny, she had been at least continuing to try and brand their love story, as well as hosting in varying avenues, like she always have. Again, we got to know her as one of the co-hosts on the TV show The Real before it actually wrapped in production. So, can we chop it up about this situation? Because, it's cuffing season right now. All right. And we always try and get a single ladies the heads up. And maybe we need to give some of these recent divorcees the heads up on what the cuffing season playbook looks like, right, and how the rules of engagement may have been edited up until this point in the journey. So, Cyrie, do you have anything, an opinion to share on this conversation?
Yeah, I have been actually, can you believe it or not, I've been following Jenny Mai before she used to be a stylist on was it Style Network, one of the networks. She used to be part of shows. I remember that, and she had an urban flair to herself. She's always been an urban type of thing. But I know I saw the clip from when she was on the View, and she was mentioning how she likes the black man on the side, like like, did you guys see that one when she was describing a white man makes me lean?
No.
Black man, she like him on the side or something like that. I forgot. And they was like, what you trying to say? But what I that's to anybody that's in the cuffing season, because I think this is also beard season too. So the men coming out, beard game.
Right, your beard game matters. Oh, I'm sorry.
All them people winning this. But what I always tell people is, be careful. A lot of my friends that are single and out there, I say, it's okay to date, but you don't have to. I'm thinking about like another conspiracy conversation. I don't want to say, but like, remember Steve Harvey's book, Think Like a Man or whatever, when when she held on to her, her V
her cookie.
Yeah.
Her cookie.
They cookies over here.
Okay, we can say cookies. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's a little kinky. But okay, cookies. I can say that. I'm telling my single friends, hold on to your cookies, girl. You could go on them dates, girl. Because this is the season where you cuddle and get a cuddy buddy. And I'm not trying to have to listen.
Come on now.
Don't do it.
Come on.
Do, sis. You gotta put a ring on it. Not really. Oh, Jenny Mai and them showed us we can't do that either. Hold on.
Listen, all right. I'm about to get the baton now, because so I'm gonna say this, and I feel like now, when I was single, I didn't have to get a disclaimer. Now I gotta get a disclaimer. Listen, what I'm about to say may or may not be the views of people who are connected to me. I'm not trying to give you relationship advice, because I've been in a relationship for 5 minutes. But here's what we not gonna do. Okay, y'all got that all out the way. Okay. Here's what we not gonna do. We not rushing to no altar for nobody. Okay. I promise you, because I think that it was admirable for Jeezy to say, this is what I want. And a man could come in. When this is the reason why cuffing season should be fake to people. Because when a man makes a choice, he backs that choice up. I don't care who you are, what you doing. But if you have set boundaries for yourself, you got to respect that boundary right there, because you know why you got that boundary. Only you cried, ate all the Haagen-Dazs, gained the 15 pounds, drove in the rain while you was crying. Only you played that sorry behind song 15 minutes. Only you. So literally what they say, only you could prevent forest fires. We out here. I had questions about the mama all the time. It wasn't even him. It was like, you can't be, and maybe this is me as a mature person in a relationship. Nah, y'all can't come and say, who? What? We gonna roll through and come visit, and then we leaving. Okay, we leaving. Me and him, we not. You can't move in. Not to say that somebody's mom shouldn't be welcome, but you can't be in
the relationship. You can't be the third party in the marriage.
Because if I say I want to marry you, I'm marrying you. I get it. It's the family, all of that. But the family gotta have some distance. This is me. That's all I got to say. Now I need to tell you officially, and Alfred know, because he was ready to get married like within 2 months after we met. And I said, no, sir, that's not what we doing. You don't even know the crazy you trying to sign up to. I want you to let your free trial expire before you hook yourself up to this for life. Like, sometimes we got to treat these relationships like the free trial. We got the free trial to figure out, do I really want it or am I sending it back? Amazon, they'll let you send stuff back like 30, 60 days.
Yes.
You got to chill sometimes before y'all running and jumping. And I said this to my dad because I don't even know when it hit me, because we've been engaged, Cyrie, for like a long time. Okay. I've been engaged to this man longer than I was dating him.
Oh my God.
But we needed to work on some things together. And that wasn't something that I could tell nobody. I could tell Tilted because she understands. I can't tell everybody, listen, we working over here. Okay. Because this till death do us part. This is the only time I'm doing this. Don't look for me to do this again. I got questions. Me and Jesus working it out. That's all I got to say on that. However, in this journey, it's like, okay, well, I need to know, what are my triggers? I ain't even talking about nothing for him. What are my heartstrings that's gonna cause me to do whatever it is? And I needed to take the time to learn me while I'm talking about covenant with him. So I'm ready now. I don't even think I was ready when I said yes to the ring. And I was like, well, what? How does work? Right. And thankfully we got to, do it ourselves. And because we were grown, it wasn't family, it wasn't church, it wasn't people saying, well, y'all gotta do it right now. You gotta do it right now. And my answer to everybody who said, what's taking y'all so long? You want a quick marriage and a quick divorce, or you want a long-term courtship and we stay up in this thing? Because I ain't trying to return none of these gifts that people trying to send.
Come on.
I'm keeping it. Although I got questions for people who didn't last. Is it 2 years? Do I get my gift back?
Yeah, facts.
Do I get how long do they need to stay married before I file a claim?
Your wedding gift?
Yes, before I file a claim to get my wedding gift back. Because some of y'all ain't last long enough. I need my wedding gift back. I just have questions. I want to know. Like, listen, shopping for weddings is, people don't talk about that. Like, because you're trying to be kind and you want to be thoughtful to the couple. You put some sweat and tears into this, and then they come talk about something. No, it only lasts 6 weeks. Right. It only lasts 6 months. You better stay in there. Why? Because my free trial done ran out. I can't take that thing back now. Y'all in it now. So go ahead and stay in that marriage. I always feel bad about hearing divorce, but it does again tilted. I go back to the beginning. Like nothing was a surprise. Like you both sides knew.
Yeah.
Knew what they was getting into, probably knew more of what they wanted than what they verbalized, but it's
and I feel like sometimes people put marriage on it when they want another baby or something.
That's crazy.
A little, you know, might have been a little tax. They did a prenuptial agreement. You know, they had a couple like law things put into play. You know, I knew my husband for 7 years before we got married. I used to say he used to ghost me. Like, I know that's my husband. That's all right. That's all right. You ghost me. When we got married and we didn't even date, he proposed to my dad on me. He said, didn't even tell me he loved me yet. He told my dad says, I got something to tell you. I was like, yeah. Chef wants to marry you. I said, man, we didn't even go on a date. He said, yeah, no, he took it for 7 years. I was like, dang, is this how you get married? I thought I was going to go and have the flowers on the beach.
Listen.
And the whole thing. And I thought I was going to go to Macy's and give me an $800 trip. No, we got married at the Rose Garden.
I love it. I could do that. I could do that. I mean, honey, I took time because you know, I needed healing. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's really good.
It took some time because I needed some healing. Because you know, I believe in till death do us part. So I needed some healing.
I don't see.
That's what we're gonna say. Recorded. I can't say no more. But till death do us part. So I needed to be.
Hey, choir director hands. Choir director hands.
I needed to be healed from some things. So that's what. No, natural.
Hey.
Natural D is in the comment streets, and I think she agreed with me because she's like, wait, is there wedding guest insurance? Like, can we get wedding party insurance if I drop the dime on your wedding and it didn't last? Do I get it back?
Yo.
I just want to know what the time is. This is real stuff. This is real
rap.
Those wedding gifts did keep me kind of tight with my husband. I was like, "Ooh, remember such and such gave us that much money?" Remember, I was like, "Dang, how they give us that much? They really trust us."
Listen, I'm telling you, I could say this because you know Tilted knows this is an interesting thing for me because it's me and Jesus. Like it's been me and God the whole time, and so people doing stuff for me, I feel like. Right. And it's not a question of why. That's not the question. But it's sort of like they doing it.
It's not.
Listen, I just want to say that the gifts have started to come. This is nice.
I told you, this is nice.
This is nice. Right. But it's an interesting thing because I hear what you're saying. It's like, wow, they trust us. Like, wow, they really must be thinking something of us. They send us stuff, and we got all kinds of stuff. Ain't no telling what it's gonna be by the time we get to the altar. But God is good because it's like, wow. And in my mind, you know, you think this is a private thing, you know. I would be okay. And Tilted, no, I'll be okay. Listen, hey girl, yeah, just swing through. Yeah. What's going on? We getting married today. So go ahead and, you know, we're going to have some mac and cheese. You bring some peach cobbler and we're going to be good. Listen, these is real conversations, okay? I need you to
got it on that peach cobbler.
Yo.
That's all I got to say on that.
No, excellent conversation, ladies. And and both y'all shared some awesome nuggets. As y'all are the ones that are absolutely in relationships. We still don't know about me over here. You know, I don't know if I'm in a relationship. I don't know if I'm dating. I don't know.
You know who you are. What up, bro?
Oh.
Sorry. Okay. It's Cyrie's fault. Oh no, actually, it's Tilted's fault because she was like, you know,
I got a favorite. Yeah, I got a favorite.
Challenge when she said to me, like, you know, we come on here and we act right. You know, we be acting right. I was like, when? But you know,
I got a favorite. That's all y'all need to know. And he's also a Virgo. How is that happening? Ain't nobody died. Ain't no blood been shed.
Ooh, that's interesting.
We just understand one another.
Okay.
It's real out
So
here.
he understand when I want to be hermit, he gonna be hermit too. And
That's
we
what,
tap back in and makes you, did you eat? You good? All right, cool.
that's
I'm
me,
over here again.
my husband. It works good.
It works. And that's why he favorite. So we're gonna move this conversation right on down the streets because y'all trying to get me to put all my business in the
I
streets.
know. We
And Kurt Franklin had put this documentary out
Okay, we're
here
gonna get
that
right
had
into it. Okay.
rivers of tears being shed by so many people who are able to relate to the story that he shared when he basically found out maybe what 2-3 weeks ago that who his actual father was. He thought somebody else was his father, and then all of a sudden, not one but two DNA tests later, it is confirmed that this gentleman is actually his father. And we get to see in this documentary how Kirk has gone to try and have these hard conversations with his aunt as well as his delusional mother. Yeah, I'm calling her like I see her, his delusional mother, because in the documentary we watch his mother deny the factual 99.999995% chance of relatedness being determined after, again, not one but two separate DNA tests. Now, the heart of this conversation, for me, I can absolutely relate because, I just had some genetic mapping done to find out if I have a gene that could pass cancer to my children because of the secrets and lies kept in my little piece of African American family. I don't necessarily know who some of these people are. I only have a piece of the picture. So I understand what it is to have that mother mar and that father fracture when you don't have answers because, again, secrets and lies. So we get to see Kirk Franklin, the man that has blessed us with so many different songs. He had us out there stomping. He had us singing songs about a revolution in the faith and imagine me being free totally. We sing about silver and gold and what you
Yep.
really want. Listen, Kirk Franklin has been bringing it for decades.
Yep.
And who knew that behind all of those songs there was a man in so much pain.
Wow.
I absolutely appreciate the number of different leaders in the faith that are coming forth, sharing the fact that their lives are not picture perfect behind the scenes. And I really believe that makes carrying the name Christian as a faith believer makes it a whole lot more relatable when people see that you're dealing with some of the same struggles that they are, even though they may not share the same belief system. You are not perfect, and you are actually touchable. The only difference is you have a God on your side that goes before you and covers you and lifts you up on every leaning side. Or at least that's what my testimony is. And he gives us guidance and direction, just like it says in Psalm 23, light to my path, lamp to my feet. I think I said that backwards, but you know what I'm saying, y'all. I know that word. God, in the light of his spirit that's within us, can illuminate the path as long as we continue to pray and consult with him as, again, we walk out our own inner healing journey. We all got some trauma. We all got some stuff. And with that being said, I'm going to toss the mic to you, Cyrie, because you are ready to get in on this conversation, sis. I see you.
It's so amazing how you mentioned your ancestors and stuff. My dad and my uncle have been so upset. I don't know. I got up. My dad's like, I'm not interested in finding out anything. And I was like, hold on. So your grandmama's grandfather's name is. I done found some certificates. My dad's like, oh Lord. And let me tell you, my grandfather, rest in peace, he used to tell me whenever I would say, Papa, why don't you tell me about your mother and your mother's mother? We didn't talk. We didn't ask questions back then. He used to always say that. I'm like, why are you getting so mad? And I was like, change the subject. I'm like, what? I just want to know my lineage. He said, Lila, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You got the lineage, okay? And I'm like, that's messed up. So before my grandmother passed away, she dug into some stuff on my grandfather's side. We know my grandmother's side. They go all the way down North Carolina, the whole shebang. I could go all the way deep. to the 1600s. But I recently found some stuff out that I wish I just never found out.
Mm.
Now I'm taking myself on back on over here and mind my business because I done found crazy. I kept saying I don't never hear about slavery in my family. How come I don't never hear? And some stuff I found out was kind of like devastating. And I so now when people want to find out who their real parent is, and like his mother being delusional, like you wonder how can she be pure evil, or could something devastating happen? Is there something with his father's side of family that's, because I have to deal with that before in my own personal life, with other, situations and whatnot. And you ask yourself, why does a person lie or hide another person? Like what trauma or what safety measures that they have to take, and or is the person like you said, delusional and crazy? But I know in my research of doing genealogy, like my dad calls me the genealogist of the family now. Only for a month I've been doing it, and I found like I get all my friends, I tell you who your people are. I'm digging and I go beyond ancestors.com. But like I said, when I started finding stuff, I said, oh, this is getting dark. It started getting kind of dark. I started feeling like I was watching a movie. I was reading the slave. I found documents from slavery and what family members just had their name there and not their last name, and where they came from. It just started getting very eerie. And I can't go past the 1600s. And then I got really sad. Like, wow, we can't go any deeper. Because, I was watching the slave master's family go all the way to the 1400s. Then I was finding out some Black people owned slaves themselves. It just got crazy. It got mixed up. And so when it comes to Kirk Franklin, like you said, my dad was in the ministry. I was a preacher's kid growing up. So I got to be surrounded around the Christian lifestyle. I got to see Sister Parker, hallelujah, and then go out and be smoking a joint. I seen her. You know what I mean? I would see people cussing and living different lifestyles. I would go spend it. I'd be babysat by certain people and seeing their lifestyle wasn't the same that I saw in the church. And that's when I learned at a young age about what Christianity is. And like you said, faith, having faith instead of me being religious, more spiritual. Because people are always questioning, am I a Baptist? Am I non-denominational? Cyrie, I don't see you going to church. I did a lot of church growing up.
Frequent flyer miles.
What? Hallelujah. I got a pew still.
I'm still getting free trips on that.
Okay, I could run a choir if I think I could. I know all the church songs. And so they're like, Cyrie, you got to really get a closer relationship with God. I'm like, you don't know. Because you're in church every Sunday doesn't mean that I don't have a close relationship with God. So when I heard the thing about Kirk Franklin, remember that audio that came out with him cussing or something like that with his son? I was like, oh, I'm used to that.
Yup. Right? This ain't nothing new.
Ain't nothing new.
I was like, tell that boy. I mean, you couldn't. Oh, you kind of went hard, but oh yeah.
Listen, anybody with kids know you either know Jesus or even with knowing Jesus, it could be whatever. Okay. That's all I got to say on that. So I'm gonna chime in. And Natural D, you right on point with what was in my mind. Church attendance, your seat in the church does not equal relationship. And you hit it on the head, tilted in reference to, one of I think the powerful things about this happening and being Kirk's testimony is because, we're reminded that there's no boundary to traumatic experiences. There's no, he's one of the number one artists, gospel artists in the world, known worldwide, not even in the small town where the people up the street. And here's my thing, aunties, grandmas, uncles, well, maybe not uncles, I don't know, but y'all be knowing stuff and y'all keep that stuff to yourself. That's a problem. One thing that I want to put as a reminder, because I think that every mother has some moment, and I don't care if you raised your kids, you birthed them and you never left them, or there was a situation where you were separated from your children. There's an area of motherhood that we don't talk about, and it is that this is just me. Karen's opinion. Every mother has something that they got to walk through. And most of us have been taught to push it under the bed, to not deal with the trauma, to not deal with the truth, because I truly, for Kirk's mother, one of the things that this came out is when it came out was that she's never dealt with that trauma. Whatever's associated with what happened with that boy, with the town, with, everybody calling her out her name, whatever it was, she walked away from that. And I'm sure that Kirk was somewhat of a representation of that. So now I'm back in my son's life. I want him, but I don't want that trauma that's connected to him. So I gotta lie. So I'm a lie, because the truth is the key. And when we say the truth shall set you free, you got to go through some stuff before you get to freedom. Just like the Underground Railroad. Y'all had to do some stuff to get to freedom. It didn't just come, poof, here we go, wiggle your nose, and we
free.
We free. That's not what it costs. And so I do have that perspective of Kirk wants answers now. Mom may not be in a place. She might not have a therapist. Kirk got a therapist. He talked about it in the documentary. He was like, I'm her longest client. Like, I'm the one. Mama may not be equipped. I don't even mean that she ain't ready. Nobody talked to her about addressing the trauma that was going to ruin her relationship. Because I'm going to tell you, I felt for her tears, although I misplaced at this point. Because how old you going to get before you? And so what you said, Cyrie, about your dad saying, we didn't talk about that stuff.
My grandfather, he said that
yeah, your grandfather, like that was like untouchable. Yeah. And the challenge with the untouchable is we got a man that is revered by millions of people, and it don't matter one bit, because all he's searching for is that one man. One thing I'll say about that, the most prolific line in that documentary was when Kirk said, I hated a man to his grave that didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve my hate. He didn't deserve what I thought about him, because it wasn't even his actions that all of this stuff bringing out. So when y'all going around laughing and joking, oh, he looked like Cousin Rick, he looked like that, y'all funny. Y'all, it ain't funny when it's connected to somebody's trauma. So kudos to him for sharing this. I believe that one of the greatest gifts that trauma brings is it is a ministry. When you share the testimony of you coming on the other side of trauma, maybe it's not this traumatic, all of us don't have this testimony, but we can understand some things. I think his son can understand better about his lack of the ability to have relationships. It's so many layers in this thing. I'm gonna watch it again. I watched it, I shared it, I'm gonna be watching it again. But let me tell you what I'm so excited for. Child, the music that is gonna come out of this. We gonna all be crying. I am getting Kleenex right now. The album is dropping October 6th. Y'all already know that's my coronation weekend. Meet me on the beach with the tears, because I already know it's gonna be fire.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be at the water releasing a whole lot of water. Because I know what it is to serve not knowing, not having those answers, and to love others in a way that you've never been loved, if that makes any sense. I got a whole bunch of babies that I've loved on, and I didn't really have that example of what it was to be mothered by birth mama and what it was to be fathered by birth father. But that one little scripture in the Bible gave me encouragement. I'm glad I discovered it when I was very young. That basically told me straight up, without hesitation, that when your mother and your father forsake you, then the Lord shall take you up. And when I refer to him as Abba Father, I mean that. Everything that I am today and everything that I desire to be, I got to give God glory. So thank you, ladies, so much for participating in this discussion. I'm looking at the clock. We don't know how to act. We using up time. But this has been amazing. Thank you for bringing the energy tonight, girl. I
Yes.
appreciate
Oh,
it.
you're welcome.
But we getting ready to wrap it up. But we like to, not only provide a lot of food for thought, but food for the soul.
Mm.
Here at Unhinged. So get ready, get ready, get ready, y'all. We are about to receive yet another healthy deposit, another meal. Listen, I got my meal ticket, and I'm
Okay.
ready for her to punch. We're about to receive yet another reflection of purpose from our very own in-house master life coach, Miss Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. Take it away, sis.
Listen, today is an exciting time to be alive. I promise you. Y'all already know I always come with a title. Today's title is TBD. Now, we see that all of the time as a placeholder. It might be an event. It might be something that's coming up. And we're like, what is TBD? To be decided or to be determined. And I want to remind us that the aspects of our life that we've been put on hold and we've had that TBD, it's time to actually put some dates behind it. It's time to put some action items behind that because we've had that TBD in place too long. Now it is time to determine. Time to determine what it is you're going to do with the gift that's inside of you. What it is that you keep saying it's not ministry because you don't have a title in front or behind your name. What it is because you listening to all of the people who telling you the reasons why you can't do it, when usually the people who are telling you you can't do it, they mean to say they can't do it. When do we release ourselves from the view of everybody else? Listen, we tease about it that we sitting on the petty pew, but those who actually take up residence at the petty pew may be the ears that you need to silence, the words that you need to silence to make sure that you're pushing forth. As always, we want to tell you that we are trying our best to give you winning strategies because we here for the cake. We here for the celebration. We want to have the joy tsunami where we get to big up and shout you out for the accomplishments you made. But you cannot stay in the place of TBD to be decided or to be determined and allow somebody else the ability to speak on your behalf. Speak up, bruh. Come on through. Speak up, sis. We listening for you. We need you to walk out the gifting that is on the inside of you. Why? Because it's a blessing that is on the inside of you. But imagine what you would be able to do, whether it's ministry, whether you can monetize it, whatever the situation is. Some of y'all sitting there talking about you broke, but you only broke because you won't move from the place of complacency and move forward with relentless determination to make sure that success is not only the goal and the destination, but honey, it's the only way people gonna see you where you at. Why? I can't stop for you. Why? TBD is now canceled. We canceling that and moving on to the win. Tilted, you know I'm here for the cake. So that's what I want to remind folks. TBD time is over. We are now moving towards the win.
And
Yes.
we are moving towards the win. Absolutely, Karen. And yeah, we're gonna take that TBD on off the board entirely and hold ourselves accountable to the dreams and the vision that God continues to give us ever so freely. So check it out. I'm looking at time again. Thank God this our show. We can do what we want around these parts.
I
This
feel.
has been
Yeah.
an absolutely lovely conversation. And I
Yeah.
got to give my simple just be outro. Look, okay, this one is not necessarily as deep, but we are in a change of seasons. And I
Yes.
just want y'all to just be patient with all of our pumpkin spice loving brothers and sisters
Lord
out
have
here in these
mercy.
streets. Many of them became taste bud thugs and forced us into the pumpkin spice snacking season before fall even began. So y'all just be mindful of our pumpkin spice loving brothers and sisters out here. Let them have their season, just like I'm being allowed to have my season, celebrating my ascension into my 52nd trip around the sun.
Yes.
Woo,
I'm
woo,
ever
woo.
so grateful to continue to just be everything God has uniquely designed me to be. Just be, y'all.
Yes.
Just be. That's a wrap. Anybody got any final words? We can say goodbye to somebody. Bye,
He went
y'all. We can
totally.
leave.
My sister, she's another brand, and Innistar. I didn't say anything about Innistar, and she was totally. Shout out to them. Those are my
Yes, shout out to Innistar, Jacinth Headlam, to Alicia and them, Marisol and them. Everybody doing amazing things, getting ready to show up and show out for Industry Trailblazer Awards coming up very, very, very soon, October 7th.
Yes.
Miller Symphony Hall, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Tickets are on sale, y'all. You can find a link on my page. You can find it on Karen's page, because I promise you, she pushing me harder than a defensive line for them Eagles that she loves so much. And of course, you can get on over there to Cirie's page and find a link where you can purchase tickets as well. It's all love in this building. This is what sisterhood looks like.
Yes.
All right. Love y'all so much. Tune in with us next week. And we are out. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.